What's going on, guys? Welcome to this new episode of Crunch Time. I do believe this will be the first solo episode, if I'm not mistaken. Now, I do know this will be the first football episode, footy, soccer, if you will. But yeah. So I've been trying to do this for a while. While I was waiting on a mic and the camera to come in. Now everything's in full motion. All the leagues ended, but now we got Euros, we got Copa America to talk about. First of all, I just want to introduce myself. My name is Tarek. I am born in Argentina, and this is why I'm doing this. I'm so passionate about this game of soccer, game of football. So that's why I'm doing this. I'm sure I'm going to have some of the other guys join in once in a while to talk about some stuff, maybe have some guests on here. But for now, I'm just going to do this solo. I just want to start off, talk about some stuff. So, and then get your guys' feedback on things, Maybe you guys can hit us up on social media, like, comment, subscribe, all that. So, I don't want to waste any more time, so let's get to it. First thing, I don't want to get to the nitty-gritty yet. I want to talk about the Euros, Copa America right now. That's what's going on. But maybe right now we can start off by talking about what went on in the leagues this year. I mean, crazy seasons everywhere, I think, in every country. Let's start off in the Prem. How about that? So everyone's favorite league, toughest league to play, right? Man City, obvious winners, 86 points. They were crazy. Went off all year. Had the best player of the year. He won. Ruben Diaz won best player of the year. Kevin De Bruyne, I think, won another award. Ederson won best goalkeeper. The team was unstoppable this year. I mean, there's not much to say about Man City. They played unbelievable. Sterling did his normal work. Aguero injured, but last season with them, so they couldn't give him the farewell they wanted with the Champions League win. But now he's at Barcelona. Let's see how that goes. So, and I know Man City is going to want to spend some money this summer. So, and especially with the Harry Kane coming out talking about he wants to leave Tottenham. So, and I know they're trying to do some stuff with Bernardo Silva and Cancelo, trying to get him over to Barcelona, maybe trying to do a swap of some sorts. But we'll see what happens with that. Now, what was interesting this year in the Prem, I thought, was between second place to seventh, eighth, to pretty much second to 11th this year was unbelievable. Man United came in with 74 points. Liverpool 69, Chelsea finished with 67 in fourth, Leicester City 66, West Ham 65, Tottenham 62, Arsenal 61, Leeds United 59, Everton 59, Aston Villa 55. These teams were all in it to try and get into the Europa League, Champions League spots. I mean, Liverpool was out of the Champions League with like 5 games to play. It was unbelievable. They ended up winning like 5 straight games, ripping off 5 straight games. Chelsea fell off a little bit. That's the only reason they got into third. Liverpool did. I feel for Leicester, honestly. Leicester ended up losing out in the last couple of games there. They ended the season with 2 losses, a win, a loss, and a draw. I feel for them. They haven't really been up there ever since their miracle season in 2015, but hopefully they can get back up. West Ham, unbelievable season this year. They ended up with getting Jesse Lingard from Man United, I think halfway through the season, and he paid dividends, man. The guy was amazing. The whole team, honestly, just played really, really great. I'm a Liverpool fan myself, but I do like the Hammers. I think they play amazing. Tottenham ended in 7th. They're in that new Europa League, what is it, Europa League Conference or something like that, the new league they're going to try out. They missed out on the Europa League and Champions League this year. And what was it? Mourinho did he end up getting he ended up getting fired, right? He ended up getting sacked. I think he's on his way to Roma. And you're losing the best player. I would say the best player in the Premier League. I know Ruben Diaz won, but Harry Kane ended with top goal scorer. and top assists, I believe, and he missed out on that. I don't know. Ruben Diaz had a hell of a year, but Harry Kane played unbelievable. So I mean, you're losing him. The players just don't want to go to Tottenham. They need a coach that can attract players, and they need to win trophies. They haven't won in so long. Um, Kind of unbelievable because they've had some really good players go through there. Modric, Bale, who else? Christian Eriksen. Obviously now Heung-min Son and Harry Kane. Too good, too many good players for them to pass up on the last 10, 15 years. So Arsenal ended the season great. I mean, they won their last 5 games, finished with 61 points, missed out on that new Europa League, the regular Europa League, and Champions League. So Mikel Arteta's going to have to make some moves, maybe. I don't know. Pepe ended the season pretty well for them, so maybe that's going to pay off in the long run. They did spend a pretty penny on him, so we'll see what that. Leeds United, man, these guys surprised me. Not completely. Marcelo Bielsa, the coach, he's in Argentine. This guy's unbelievable. I mean, I've known him since I was a kid. He used to coach the Argentina national team in the early 2000s, and his style of coaching is crazy. It's unbelievable. That's why they call him a loco, crazy. Um, he's a hell of a coach, and you know what? He kind of reminds me of a Klopp with the way that well, he's before Klopp, but he's in the same style. They take on smaller teams and they just are magical with them. He brought them up from the championship last year, and I mean they surprised a few teams. I'm pretty sure they beat Man City. Yeah, they beat Man City. If Man City would have beat them, then they would have won the title, I believe, earlier. But I mean, their last few wins were crazy. Let's see, their last 5 wins: 3-1 against West Bromwich, 2-0 against Southampton, 4-0 against Burnley, and then their big one, 3-1 against Spurs. I mean, that's a hell of a season. They finished ninth with 59. So I mean, they were right there, 59 points between them and Tottenham into getting to that new Europa League. So I mean, that's 59. Tottenham had 62. It was a hell of a year for them. And then Aston Villa, I mean, I felt for them too because they had a really good season. Grealish came out firing, and he might get sold now. Emi Martinez, who they got, the goalkeeper, the Argentine goalkeeper they got from Arsenal, had another awesome year. I think Ederson ended up winning best goalkeeper of the year, but the Leeds goalkeeper, I forget, I'm not getting remember his name right now, but he played unbelievable. And I believe he's French. He's like 20, 21, I believe. He played amazing. He saved them. He kept them in a lot of games. And Martinez and for Villa too. I mean, they might be. I think between Ederson, Martinez, and that goalkeeper from Leeds, they might have been the 3 best goalkeepers of the year. So I'm not sure. And then I mean, lower half of the table, you had Wolverhampton, Crystal Palace, all them. Honestly, the Wolves, I think, kind of were a little bit with the what was it? The Wolves? Wolves. Yeah, man, I expected more from them. They have so many good players on their team. Um, I'm not sure what's going on with them, but yeah, unbelievable season for some of these teams. And the later half was crazy. Like I said, between second and 11th place, they were all between 5 points, couple games, couple losses. So we'll see with them. But all right, let's move on. Let's go to another. Let's see, who do we go to? Let's go to the Bundesliga quick. This one will be quick, especially with how good Bayern was. Again, I mean, Bayern is unstoppable. So let's see. Bundesliga table. I mean, Bayern win it easy with 78 points. Leipzig comes in second, Borussia Dortmund third, Wolfsburg 4, Eintracht Frankfurt fifth, Bayer Leverkusen sixth, Union Berlin seventh. To be honest with you guys, I'm not a big follower of the Bundesliga. I mean, I watch games here and there, but I usually just try and watch the bigger teams. I like Leipzig. I like Dortmund. Munich, they're there. I mean, I'm not a big Munich fan just because I think they're kind of they're like a farm picker, pretty much. they let the big teams, the smaller teams, build the German players, and they end up picking some of them. So I'm not a big fan of them for that reason. But I mean, you gotta respect them. They're a great team. And then with Flick, their coach, who's gonna end up leaving. I mean, with what they did last year was unbelievable. Couldn't replicate it this year. They had 4 losses. I think last year they might have lost 1 game last year, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, if none. They ended up winning the treble. So, I mean, Leipzig came in second with 65. I mean, Leipzig, another great year. I mean, they've come on strong the last couple of years. Honestly, I think they replaced, if you guys remember the old teams, it was usually always Schalke, and Schalke came in 18th, man. They were in relegation. They got relegated. So that's Werder Bremen, too. I mean, these teams now, like I said, I mentioned before, Union Berlin, I've never even heard of them. And they came in 7th. So Mönchengladbach came in 8th, Stuttgart in 9, Freiburg, Hoffenheim 10, 11. So not much to say. I mean, the only thing you can say about Bayern, Lewandowski, again, probably Ballon d'Or winner, possibly. I think he had 41 goals. Beat I'm massacring his name. Gerd Muller's record for most goals in a Bundesliga season. With 40, he beat it by 1, and he missed time with injuries. So, I mean, he did his job. Lewandowski, again, I think he got robbed last year for that Ballon d'Or. They ended up canceling it. So, that was crazy. I don't know. And Borussia Dortmund in 3rd. I mean, what can you say? Man, I think I would go as far as saying they are the best team for building young talent. They got Holland right now at 20. They got Gio Reyna, who's playing for the U.S. national team. He's 17, 18. They got what's his name? Bellamy, something like that from, was it West Bromwich or something like that? They got him. Bellingham, 17 years old, the guy. Unbelievable. And he's playing for England right now in the Euros. I think he's already on the national team, and they expect a lot from him. They got Reyna at 18. I mean, got Sancho, 21. They got a good team. They're great at building young talent. I mean, you can't say enough about them. I used to love to watch them during the Klopp days, Klopp years. Dan Axel Zagadou too, the defender, so good. I'm looking at their team now. Yeah, they were amazing. They're definitely a good, great team, and that's what I mean by picking players. I really can't stand that. But, all right, let's go to the Serie A real quick. Serie A was interesting this year for many reasons. Inter ended up winning it pretty handsomely, actually, with 91. Kind of like they brought back the old days. Inter ended first, AC Milan in second with 79. So, I mean, Inter won pretty comfortably. They only lost 3 games all year. I was happy about that. I'm a big Inter fan, I think, coming out of Italy, just because of their roots with Argentinian players. They've always had great ones: Crespo, Veron, Gambiaso, and Pupi Zanetti. They've had great players come out of there. Then Atalanta, another great season again, coming 3rd, getting into the Champions League again. Juventus, this was the story of the year, I thought. One of them, in between everything. Juventus coming in 4th and nearly missing the Champions League. Napoli, so this is how it ended. Atalanta ended with 78 points. Juventus 78. They come in 4th. So they tied. Atalanta, I think, had more goal difference. So they got the 3rd place spot. Juventus comes in 4th. Now, Napoli comes in 5th. They get the first Europa League spot, so we won't be seeing them in the Champions League next year, unfortunately. I now love Napoli too, especially with the Maradona passing through there, and I mean, people just love them there. So Napoli in the last, they tied the last game with 77 against Cagliari. And if they had won that game, they only got 1 point, obviously, with the tie. If they would have won that game, they would have jumped over Juve, and Juve would have ended up in the Europa League, which would have been crazy with the team they have. I mean, unbelievable. That would have been something to see. I mean, and they would have just ran through, I think, the Europa League. They would have easily won. Um, like Liverpool would have missed too if Chelsea wouldn't have lost so many games at the end there. They imagine Liverpool and Juventus playing in Europa League. Oh my God, that would have been the craziest thing ever. So yeah, I mean Napoli going to fifth. They're going to Europa League. Lazio going over in Europa League, and Roma going into that new European conference tournament. Roma again. I think Mourinho is actually heading to Roma, if I'm not mistaken. So I mean, they're another team that's dropped down. Um, Parma gets relegated. Croton, Benevento, all relegated. Um, Parma dropped a lot. Parma used to be such a good team back in the day. Um, well, Sassuolo 8, Sampdoria 9, Hellsborn and 10, Genoa 11, Fiorentina, such a great team, 13th. That's another one. But I mean, good job to Inter. They may be back on the rise again, especially after a few years of not being themselves. So hopefully that works out with them. Hopefully they can make some noise in Champions League this coming year. Oh, okay. So this is my league. I am also a Barca fan. Um, I've been for a long time. Actually, before Messi was there, me and my dad used to watch him all the time because I used to be a huge Ronaldinho fan. I thought he was amazing. I didn't even know who Messi was. I think he was like 16 when he played. When I first time I saw him, 16 or 17. I had no idea who that kid was, and I mean now he's the best player ever. So, but man, the title race for La Liga this year was crazy watching it as a Barca fan. It goes down to the wire. Last game of the year, Atletico finishes with 86, Real Madrid with 84, Barcelona 79. Barcelona let way too many games slip out, and they had a game advantage. So they had because of the Copa del Rey final, so they ended up winning the Copa del Rey final, but because they had to play that game, they had an extra game in hand, which they ended up losing to Celta Vigo, I think it was. Yeah, they ended up losing 2-1. Then they tied against Levante 3-3, and then tied against Atletico, which would have pretty much given them the title even if they had just won. They had to win 2 out of those 3 games. Ended up getting a win in the last 5, a win, a loss, a draw, and a win. The last win didn't even mean anything at that point, but unbelievable year. Anyway, it was amazing. Sevilla coming in 4th place. They get the last Champions League spot with 77 points. Real Sociedad, I think, was a surprise for a lot of people. They came in the first Europa League spot, so they got 62 points. Real Betis, another surprise, 61, and Villarreal. So this is interesting because I'm gonna have to see exactly who gets in because Villarreal comes in 7th place, 58 points, but they do win. They did beat Manchester City in the Europa League final, so they do get in. They get an automatic pass into the Champions League. So I don't know if Celta Vigo would actually get that last Europa League conference spot. I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to check on that one, but I'm pretty sure they do. I think it skips over. Yeah, that was a hell of a game too. The Champions League, the Europa League final. I mean, good God, Manchester United losing again. They need to get back to those Ferguson days. But I mean, just this is La Liga, and of course, who was it? Messi, of course. Wins the Pichichi. He comes in with 30 goals. Benzema second, 23rd. Gerard Moreno, 23 from Villarreal. Luis Suarez with 21. Don't even get me started. That's going to be another episode, another conversation with. Maybe we'll do a transfer portal episode because with the acquisition from Barcelona with Aguero and last year letting go of Suarez. I mean, I know it was more of a poor decision, but as a Barca fan, I mean, Suarez finishes with 21 goals. Aguero misses damn near most of the season, and they should have never made that happen. So, but Benzema again, man. I've always been a Benzema fan. I mean, I really don't like Real Madrid, but the guy has always been consistent. He's 33 years old. He comes in second. I mean, puts in what 20 what did I say? 23 goals. I mean, the guy never stops. He's always been consistent. I mean, he was just sitting in Ronaldo's shadow for so long he couldn't succeed. So I don't know. Now, luckily, he's been luckily they brought him back into France as if France needed more top quality players in the French national team. Honestly, I don't want to get ahead of myself. We'll get to the Euros soon, but they might be stronger than the World Cup team. They might be, especially with Benzema back. I know he's 33, but I mean, they were going up there with Giroud, and maybe they were playing Griezmann sometimes on the front. So we'll get to that later, though. We're almost done here with the leagues. I mean, let's go to Ligue. Ligue. Crazy year for the league. I can't believe this. This was this the shock of the year? Lille beating out PSG in the Ligue. They come in first. They win the title. Take it away from PSG by a point. PSG comes in second with 82. Monaco gets the Europa League spot. Or actually, Monaco has to play the qualifiers to get into the Champions League. So, if you guys, I'm sure most of you guys, if you guys are watching this, you know how they work. But for people who aren't, so more important leagues with bigger teams will usually get teams who come in between, usually first to fourth, will get automatically put into the Champions League. But leagues that have maybe not as many great teams, it'll be so in this case, Lille and PSG go in automatically to the Champions League. Monaco has to play a qualifier to get in, so they're not automatic. And then Olympic Lyonnais or Lyon has to go to the Europa League. Marseille goes into the Europa League, and Rennes, I think, would have to play the Europa League Conference. But yeah, what a crazy year. I don't think anybody expected that. I wonder what the odds were for Lille winning the Ligue 1 this year. Somebody bet on that. They would have made crazy money because I don't think anybody expected that one. Top goal scorer, Mbappe with 27. Ben Yedder from Monaco with 20. Memphis Depay with 20. Strasbourg. Laborde. I mean, Kevin Volland from Monaco. Monaco had a good year. I really do hope Monaco can go into the Champions League. They always make some noise. They're another good team like Borussia Dortmund. They know how to build young players. I mean, they always end up getting pushed in the end, but it happens. I mean, it's been happening as an Argentina guy, as an Argentina guy. I know exactly what that's firsthand. Just from that's pretty much what Brazil and Argentina and all these South American teams are. They're just farms for European teams. I don't want to get at myself. That's another conversation too for another day because that gets on me. But yeah, so League I mean, that's pretty much the big ones. I mean, the Eredivisie. We'll do this one real quick. Alkmaar comes in first. They win. They come in first, so they get the straight. See, this is another one. They get shot straight into the. Oh wait, what is this one? This one is. Sorry, I'm trying to keep up with all these games. Actually, I'm not sure. They're not showing me the one for this one. Anyway, I'm sure Ajax are coming in. Who is it? Who came in first? Juventus, Porto, Ajax. Ajax won. I mean, they came in first, so they get automatically put in. So, I mean, pretty much that's what it's looking at. So right now, the teams that are in, that automatically are in the group stage are Chelsea, Barcelona, Liverpool, Wolfsburg, Juventus, Porto, Ajax, Villarreal, Sevilla, Bayern Munich, Inter Milan, Lille, Zenit, St. Petersburg, Besiktas, Atletico Madrid, Manchester City, Leipzig, Milan, Paris Saint-Germain, Club Brugge, Real Madrid, Manchester United, Borussia Dortmund, Atalanta, Sporting, Portugal, and Dinamo Kiev. So those are the teams that pretty much all made it straight in. The playoff round is Red Bull Salzburg from Austria and Brøndby, who came in first over in Denmark. So they're doing the playoff round. So that's what I mean by countries that don't have amazing teams all around. So they do get knocked down. So I mean, Red Bull Salzburg came in first in Austria, and they still have to do a playoff with another team to get in. So I mean, that kind of sucks, but it is what it is. I hope they change some of these. I know they're making some changes this year, but we'll see how that works out. So it's showing the third qualifying round is Rangers, who they came in first, over in Scotland, and then Slavia Prague. Monaco has to play Benfica, came in third this year. Spartak Moscow, Genk, and Shakhtar Donetsk. So there's a lot of teams trying to battle their way into this year's Champions League, and there's a lot of teams that are going to be missing this year. So we'll see how that works out. Always excited for the Champions League. Chelsea, obvious champions. What a great final. I was on vacation and I was watching it, and I was rooting for Manchester City just because I did want to see Aguero walk out with the Champions League. But you got to give your props to Chelsea. That defense was incredible. Our boy Matt is a huge Man City fan. He's part of the CrunchTime podcast, and man, he was hyping up that defense, and he actually said it a few times that he was scared of playing the Chelsea defense, and I mean, those guys pulled through. Silva ended up going off injured, but Silva, Zuma, Chilwell, Reece James actually was the first year that I actually watched him play like a lot, and man, I really like that kid. I think he's something special. This New England, we'll get to that too with the England team, but man, this England team they kind of look like the new golden era that they used to have back in the day. Hopefully they can win something because they got really, really talented players. So let's see how that goes. Manchester City will get there again. They're gonna win one of these years. If they don't, I'd be shocked. They're just too good and they have too much money. So I mean, it is what it is. That's how the world works now. These teams just have too much money. So PSG, City, Chelsea, they're always gonna have plenty of money to buy players. So yeah. Let's go to the Europa League real quick. So right now they got the group stages. They're still so the Europa Leagues, we know how full teams aren't going to start until teams start getting knocked out of the Champions League. But as of right now, Real Sociedad, Eintracht Frankfurt, Lyon, Real Betis, Leverkusen, Marseille, Leicester, Napoli, Braga, West Ham, Lazio, and Lokomotiv Moscow are all in right now. And there is a playoff for the Europa League as well. Those are the ones I was kind of talking about. Some of these teams, I'm not even sure. From Belgium, Austria came in third. Ukraine, Alkmaar actually came in third over in Netherlands, and then Fenerbahce came in third in Turkey. So I mean, those are the teams that are in it right now. But they're gonna have to wait until the Champions League starts to cool off. So, and then this was the one I looked it up. This is where this new Europa League Conference. So right now, the only teams that are in, and now they have to wait even longer because they have to wait for the teams from the Europa League to get knocked out. But they're waiting on Tottenham. Tottenham is in the playoff round. Union Berlin, Roma, and Rennes. And then Bacos de Ferreira, Ruben Kazan, Anderlecht, Kolos Kovalivka. I'm massacring his name. Ukraine. Kolos Kovalivka came in fourth. There's a lot of teams in here, and I can't even. The second qualifying round, if you guys look this up, the first playoff round and the second qualifying round is crazy. There are so many teams on here that I have no idea, but I kind of do like this so that the small teams can get a little bit more exposure. There are teams from all over the world here. There's Albania, a team that came in fourth in Albania, Team Ireland. Where is this team from? Moldovan Football Federation from Moldova. Never even heard of it. Romania, Armenia, third place team from Armenia. So all these teams can get in, and I think it could be more exciting. I mean, I'm not sure I really don't know exactly how it works, but I would love it if the team that wins automatically gets put into maybe like a playoff spot for the Champions League or an automatic spot in the Champions League or something like that, or just a Europa. That'd be cool too. I mean, you just got to give these smaller teams a little bit more exposure because then they can get the money to improve and try and compete with those bigger teams and actually make it into the Champions League at some point. So hopefully these teams can do something with that with this new Europa Conference League. So we'll see in the upcoming season. But all right, let's get down to it because everyone, I have been waiting for this. I have been watching soccer nonstop, and I really want to call out work for the next month until the Euros and the Copa America are over. But I'm gonna just give a quick preview, pretty much, for the games that have already been on. I should have started this a while back because this would have been great to start. But let's just start off with the Euros. We'll do Copa America second. So Group A: Turkey, Italy, Wales, and Switzerland. So first game, Italy KOs Turkey 3-0. Italy's a lot better than I thought they were. I haven't been following, especially with COVID and knowing how many games and like how everything is going out. But I'm pretty sure Italy has been going off ever since Mancini took over. 3 days ago, 28 matches. So Italy is on a 28 match unbeaten streak right now, which is unbelievable. Roberto Mancini is doing an incredible job with this team. They played amazing. I love how they're going back to that old school Italian, like what makes them Italy is the defense. They're gladiators. They like Chiellini in the back, Bonucci in the back, Florenzi. He was a little bit here and there, but they're hard nosed players. I love the way they play. And they have to go back to that. That was that 2006 Italian World Cup team. They're good and they're a lot better than I thought. Spinazzola played amazing. Honestly, I thought he was man of the match for that game, but I don't know if he ended up winning it, but I thought he was. He was amazing. Donnarumma played amazing as well. Jorginho controlling the midfield. Barella played great. Locatelli played. They all did. Berardi, Immobile, and Insigne also played really good. They all played good. I just went through the whole team. They all played amazing. One thing I do think, I don't know if they're missing it or what it is, but Ciro Immobile has to, I don't know. It's like, I mean, he's their top goal scorer, I believe, on the team, but there's just something like their offense is missing something. Like the old team used to have like Del Piero and players in that caliber, so they were amazing, but they are missing something. Insigne is definitely going in with Italy. I don't know why he's good with Napoli, but with Italy, when I see him play, there's something different about him, and especially when Mancini now he's playing out of his mind. I think he wants to make up for missing the last World Cup. All these guys do, because that is a team that should never be missing the World Cup. As far as the losing side for Turkey, I mean, they played all right. They're gonna have to hope to try and beat they should have, I mean, they played well the first half. The second half they completely went under, but they're gonna have to hope, because now they got Wales and Switzerland coming up, and try and get results against them. I mean, they have some decent players. I don't think they have too much to go off of. They have Çalhanoğlu and I think Yilmaz are the ones that pretty much everyone would know. I'm gonna massacre his name, but the defender also, Kagler Soyuncu, he plays for Leicester. He's really good too. So I mean, they don't have much to work with, but they're a hard nosed team, and I think they could pull off a result against one of the other teams, but we're gonna have to wait and see. I think Italy. If I can give my prediction for Group A, I don't know when this video is gonna come out, by the way, but I see Italy blowing past Wales and Switzerland as well. So I don't think they lose a game in the group. I think they're just too good. They might be a final contender, honestly. So we'll see how that goes. The second game in Group A was Wales Switzerland. They ended 1-1. Switzerland dominated most of this game. Wales sat back, and surprisingly, I thought Wales could have done a lot more, especially with how much speed they have up front with Bale and what's his name? James from Daniel James from Manchester United. They have so much speed up there. I was hoping that they were going to play more counterattacking than they did. At times it felt like they were trying to control the ball and they couldn't. I mean, they do have Aaron Ramsey in the middle and Joe Allen, but I just don't think it was enough. Switzerland is very good. I've been watching them for a while, especially after I've been following them since the 2014 World Cup when they played Argentina. I was surprised with how good their players are, and they've just been coming out more and more and more now. But yeah, I mean, they drew. They should not have pulled a draw. And Bolo scored first, scored the first, and then Moore tied it up in the second half. But honestly, out of these two, I can see Switzerland coming out here. They both have a point, but like I said before, I think Turkey can pull some points off of one of these guys. Maybe a draw. I don't think they can win, but out of all four teams, I see Italy and Switzerland going through. Wales could surprise though. Like I said, they have so much speed. If they can just get a little bit more ball control and try and get going forward, they can make some noise. So let's go to Group B. Group B: Denmark, Finland, Belgium, and Russia. So obviously, we all know what happened on the Denmark-Finland game. Just to put in my 2 cents, I mean, the whole Christian Eriksen thing hit me pretty hard. That was probably one of the hardest things I ever had to watch while watching a professional game on television. Yeah, having seen someone get brought back to life on a pitch was something else to see. It brought tears to my eyes. It was I was literally waiting to hear that he was okay. So yeah, prayers up for Erickson. I know he's doing fine now. He seems like he's doing fine, but doctors are saying he probably won't be able to play ever again. But I mean he's 29. He's had a great career, but he just came off a win, a league title with Inter Milan. So hopefully he can come back. I don't think he'll be able to, but yeah. After that, Denmark was dominating Finland the whole first half, and then after that, they did resume the game a couple hours after. I didn't even know. I stopped watching it. I was actually watching the Belgium game, but they did restart it, and then I did notice that in the second half, obviously Ericsson had to get substituted, so they didn't make the substitution technically the first half. They played a few minutes of the first half, went into halftime, played the second half, and in the second half they made pretty much used all their subs on their captain and other players. They ended up losing 1-0, but honestly, I don't know how they could have played their hearts out when knowing that it was with their teammate. So I mean, it's the game. It happens. So Finland does end up getting the win, even though it was under bad circumstances. So we'll see. I think if Denmark can come out strong their next game, I think they could pull off a win, especially now that they're playing. There's something to play for. So they do have that extra chip on their shoulder, I guess. Maybe that's what we want to call it. I mean, not sure. But so the other game, yeah, Belgium and Russia. I mean, Belgium won 3-0 against Russia. They dominated. Lukaku was himself. They were missing Hazard. They were actually missing a few players. Just I don't know if they were COVID or I think they might just be injuries. I don't think they went with everything, but they went with Mertens, Lukaku, and Carrasco in the front, And then Thorgan Hazard, not Eden Hazard, Tillemans, Dendocker, and Castagne in the middle, and then Alderweireld, Boyata, and Vertonghen with Courtois in goal, obviously. Yeah, Lukaku was himself. Tillemans played great from what I watched. Thorgan Hazard played great. Carrasco he made his move to China, but ever since he came back to Atletico Madrid, he seems like himself again. He's always a dynamic player can make a change in a game. He can change the game like that. So I really like Carrasco. Mertens, he's up there in age, but the guy can still get it done. So now when Eden Hazard and all these guys come back, they're going to be a problem. They can only get better. So everyone has to watch out for them. They always end up coming up short, but we'll see. I mean, Eden Hazard did come on. Vermaelen came on. Munir scored the goal in the 35th. So, I mean, they have Benteke from Crystal Palace, Batshuayi, and Chadley. I mean, on their bench. They got a pretty good bench, too. Russia, honestly, I don't know if it was Russia just because the World Cup was in Russia in 2018, but that team played pretty good, and I was actually pretty surprised in that World Cup. But ever since then, some of the games that I've seen, obviously I'm not watching Russian games every now and then, but from the game the other day, they did not look themselves. Golovin is probably the best player on that team, and even he was a little off on some of his on trying to like start up plays and stuff. I mean, you're playing Belgium, they're gonna pressure you, and they got a big boy up front with Lukaku taking care of business. So that defense had their hands full with Carrasco, Mertens, Lukaku, and then Eden Hazard coming in and all these guys. So it is what it is. I do see Belgium coming out with clear favorites in that group. And like I said, I mean, if it's not them, I don't think there's any team that can really take them out. But there's a team that has to come in second. Finland won 1-0, so they already have 3 points. I think Denmark can still pull it off because Belgium is definitely going to beat Finland, and then the game between Russia and Finland is going to come down to it. But I think Denmark can still win. If they win a game and tie a game, maybe. Everyone have to beat Russia. I mean, Denmark, I don't think it's gonna be able to beat Belgium, but you never know. It's a beautiful game. Like anything can happen. So it might be what happen. But I do see Belgium coming out. From what it is, from how it's already played out, I want to say it's Belgium and Denmark, but we'll see. Just because Finland already has that win, so we'll see how that ends. So on Sunday, was it Group D? It's England, Croatia, Scotland, and the Czech Republic. England looked okay, if I can say that. They were missing some players, I believe, as well, but they seem slow. They're always so slow. This was their first ever win. I'm pretty sure is what I heard. It was their first opening win in Euros history. I'm pretty sure, or in a very very long time. Croatia is not the same team that they were back in 2018 when they got to the finals of the World Cup, but their team is still stacked. They have a lot of great players on that team. So they did the second half. Croatia kind of started pressuring England a lot, and you could see it in England's players. Like they really started to get a little worried on there. I think England, yeah, they're missing Harry Maguire. I don't know how much of a difference it's going to make. So right now, that game they played with Walker, John Stones, Tyrone Mings, and Trippier in the back. And in the middle, they played with Calvin Phillips, who I think Calvin Phillips had a great, great game. He might stay there. I think. I want, like I said, I follow the lead. I follow some of the Leeds games because of Bielsa, their coach, and he loves Phillips. I like Phillips a lot. I think he has a lot to bring to the table. He's got an engine that doesn't stop, man. The guy goes back and forth. He pressures the ball. He's great at pressuring players, and then when you least expect him to, he's going to put a pass through. And I mean, you guys saw it. Phillips ended up supplying Sterling for the goal. So So they ended up going Phillips and Declan Rice in the middle, with Sterling out wide, with Phil Foden, Mason Mount attacking, and as the attacking midfielder, center attacking midfielder, and then Harry Kane up front, who ended up getting substituted. He did, I think he got injured a little bit. He might have ran into the post, I believe it was in the first half, but he seemed fine. They did take him out. I think they ended up substituting him for, who was it? Rashford, I think, came in the second half. Calvert-Lewin came in, and then Bellingham came in, the 17-year-old from Dortmund, who, again, he had a great year. So out of all these guys, I think he's the one to watch. But England has too much talent to not make some noise. I mean, their bench, they have Luke Shaw on the bench. Grealish had a great year for Aston Villa. He's honestly, the fact that he's not starting is unbelievable. You have Jordan Henderson, Rashford on your bench. Calvert-Lewin had a great year for Everton. Reece James you have on the bench. Saka from Arsenal, and then you have Bellingham. I mean, he's 17 years old, but the kid can make some noise. So, I mean, they have to do something. As far as Croatia goes, I think Croatia is going to make some noise. They lost 1-0, and they had plenty of chances in the game. They just couldn't make them count. But their team is good enough to make some noise. I don't think they're completely out of it yet. I was actually kind of shocked that I'm pretty sure they didn't take him. They didn't bring one of my favorite players of all time, Rakitic. They did not bring him to the Euros. I don't know if he's injured, but I mean, they brought Modric, and Rakitic had a great year for Sevilla. So I'm not sure. I mean, they got a stacked. Look at this. They got Perisic from Inter, Kovacic from Chelsea, Brozovic from Inter, I believe he plays for, Modric, Real Madrid, Kramaric, he's been there, and Rebic, who plays for Milan. They have a pretty dang good team. I really like their team, and they always play hard. So I expect them to make some noise before the group stage is all over. And I mean, I see them going out. I mean, it would be England and Croatia obviously come out of this group. Scotland and the Czech Republic. I saw the first half of that game today before I went for work. I did watch some of the second half on my way to work. But Scotland was pretty good. I was surprised. The Czech Republic was also good, but I don't know if you guys watched the game. The Czech Republic, they're hard nosed. They're hard nosed. They have some hard nosed players. They don't have very well known players, but I mean, they made it count. Schick scored 2 great goals. He scored a header and then a crazy banger from I don't know how far away, maybe like 40 yards out, maybe 34 yards out, right over the Scotland keeper. So, I mean, Scotland played good though. They definitely deserved at least a goal in that game, I thought. But it is what it is. I don't see Scotland kind of making any more noise against England or Croatia. I think they get rolled over. The Czech Republic could make some noise. I'm not sure. I'm very off about them, especially because they played Scotland in the first round. So we'll see how that goes. But like I said, I see England and Croatia coming out easy out of that group. So let's go to Group C. Oh, I skipped one. I went straight to D. Oh, well, so I'll go to C. So C was Austria and North Macedonia, and then Netherlands and Ukraine. Now, Austria and Macedonia. I actually kind of, before this, I had some dark horses. I had Macedonia as like a dark horse of mine, and I had Ukraine as kind of a dark horse. Kind of stinks they both got put in the same group. But Austria and Macedonia was a really good game. I believe the first half ended 1-1 with Goran Pandev scoring for Macedonia. And the second half kind of completely tilted to Austria. They put in Arnautovic and what's the other player? I think he plays in for Wolfsburg, I think, or Werder Bremen. Gregorich. I mean, both of the coaches' subs came in and scored, so they worked out. And Austria came out winning. I don't think Macedonia is going to make any more. I think this was the game to kind of make some noise. You could just because Ukraine, I thought, played a heck of a game. What Andrei Shevchenko, the legendary goal scorer for Milan, is doing with that team is amazing. They were playing very good football, if I do say so myself. They shocked me, even though I had them as a kind of like a dark horse. They did shock me. Netherlands shocked me that they didn't play better defensively. I know they're missing De Ligt, but I still expected them to play a lot better. All the goals came with them. 5 goals in the second half. Yeah, De Vrij, did have to play Daily Blind in the back. I think he has been playing there at some points for Ajax, but I don't know. I think De Ligt, I mean, they got Timber back there. So, I mean, when De Ligt comes back, I think he's injured. They do have him, so they should have a little bit more stable, but I really hope Netherlands can come back and be the team they used to be. They're just like Italy. They missed out on the World Cup in 2018, and that's a team that should always be in the World Cup. These are teams that are historic, and they have great players. Right now, I mean, out of all these guys, I think De Ligt and Frankie de Jong are the only ones that are really pushing to be like the guys for the future. Memphis Depay is also there. I mean, I believe he's 26, so he's definitely going to be in the World Cup next year. But I mean, they're not producing like they used to. They got Stecklenburg in goal, and he's been there forever. I don't even know how old this guy is. He's 38 years old, and he's the Netherlands goalkeeper. I mean, they do have some players with some age, so hopefully by next year. I mean, they got Tim. Then their second option is Tim Krul. He was there at the last World Cup too, the 2014 World Cup. So imagine that. They missed 2018. This one's coming up. That was 8 years, and they still got the same goalkeeper. Nathan Ake on defense. They have him on defense. They do have Will Noundum, Gravenberch. If you guys don't know him, he plays for Ajax. He's a very good up and coming guy, Ryan Gravenberch. So, David Klaassen, Frankie, Luke De Jong, and I'm not sure why, but they did not bring Donny van de Beek, who had a great run with Ajax. They didn't bring him. United ended up buying him and didn't really use him that well, I think. So I kind of hoping they send him on loan possibly, or sell him because he's very talented. And he was on the radar of a lot of big teams like Barcelona, Real Madrid. I think Atletico's looking at him too, and they ended up getting him. So they ended up getting the win 3-2. Yeah, Ukraine shocked me, man. I have no idea who any of their players are besides Zinchenko and Yarmolenko. Zinchenko plays for Manchester City. Yarmolenko, I think he used to play for West Ham. I don't know if he still does, but yeah, I mean, amazing. Yarmolenko, I think did he score the first goal? I think it was Yarmolenko. That might be goal tournament so far, if I'm not mistaken. He scored a banger from outside the box, and yeah, that kind of started everything, the comeback for them because they were down 2-0, tied 2-2. Netherlands ended up taking it in the last 10 minutes, I believe. So yeah, that was crazy game. So now let's head to Group E: Poland, Slovakia, Spain, and Sweden. I wasn't able to watch the full Spain-Sweden game, but the Poland-Slovakia game I was able to watch. Now, Poland is very interesting because Poland has a very good team on paper, but I didn't see them clicking today. Not like the Slovakia team. And Slovakia shocked me. So they got some really well-known players on Poland. I mean, obviously their biggest name is Lewandowski. Most likely the best player in the world, I would say last year, best player in the world, above Messi and Ronaldo and Neymar and all these big names. Then they have Zelensky, who plays for Napoli. Krychowiak, he used to be more well-known. He used to play for PSG, Sevilla. I think he plays for Lokomotiv Moscow, I think now. They have Matheus Glitch, who I believe plays for Leeds. Yeah, a great player for Leeds. He was great for them this year. Who else do they have? Chesney in goal. Camille Glick in the back. So, I mean, they do have some well-known players. And I was just shocked to see them not play good team ball. They couldn't control the midfield. They kept losing it. Linetti ended up scoring for them to tie it because in the first Slovakia ended up this guy Mack. I've never even heard of it. Robert Mack, unbelievable play off the left side. Ended up shooting it. It hit Chesney in the back and it counted as an own goal, which stinks because Mack had an unbelievable run. With Slovakia, though, I mean, most of their players too. Marek Hamzik plays for Napoli. He has well over, I think, 400 games played for Napoli, and he played amazing. He controlled that midfield so well. I loved watching that game. Actually, besides that, I mean, Skriniar is the only one who's other well-known player on defense. He plays for Inter Milan. He just won the title with them, and he has big teams looking for him too. And he actually was the one who scored the winner. They ended up winning 2-1. So I don't see Poland coming out of this group, even though I think some people would have had them coming out. They have to deal with Spain and Sweden. And Sweden did not play great against Spain from what I was able to watch. And Spain missed so many chances. They missed unbelievable chances. I don't know if Morata is the guy. I might play in the next game if I were them. I'll play Gerard Moreno, who came in, I think he tied second with Benzema in goals for Villarreal because they are missing something. I don't know what they're missing. They're definitely missing goal scoring because they tied 0-0. They got plenty of midfield players with Koke, Rodri, Pedri from Barcelona. They had Thiago come in from Liverpool. I mean, on defense, they have Marcos Llorente playing right back, which I don't know. Their defense, they got a good defense. Jordi Alba, Pau Torres, and Emerick Laporte, who is actually French but ended up nationalizing Spanish, ended up playing for them. The only weakness I really see is their front. Their number 9, and because up front, I mean, their wingers, they have Ferran Torres from Manchester City and Dani Olmo, who plays for Leipzig, who's amazing. Barcelona was looking at him too. I had a few teams looking for him. But Morata has just never been the guy for Spain ever since David Villa left and Fernando Torres. I think they haven't had a legit number 9 in a while. Even Diego Costa gave it a go, and he was not it either. Besides that, I think their only other weakness is their goalkeeping because they really don't know what to do as far as goalkeeping goes. They do have De Gea, but he got beat out of his spot at United. And then they have Robert Sanchez. So, I mean, they played Unai Simon, who is 24. He's a goalkeeper for Athletic Club, but he played a pretty good game. I mean, he didn't get too much to work with, honestly. Sweden kind of sat back. I think Isak had one chance, maybe, but besides that, I mean, yeah, I mean, Sweden has some decent players too. They have Lindelof, they have Emil Forsberg, and Isak, who plays for Real Sociedad. He had a great year for them. So they're missing their big boy, Elata Ibrahimovic. So, I mean, if they had him, I mean, I'm pretty sure Spain would have had their hands full. But yeah, Spain going away with a point in that game is kind of shocking. So, and I think Slovakia plays damn good ball. If they play like that against Spain, I think they could pull out a win. I think Slovakia can beat Sweden. They can beat Spain. They beat Poland already. I don't see Poland beating any of these teams, honestly. Maybe Sweden, but we'll see. Spain has a point, so Slovakia is leading the group right now with 3 points. Spain 1, Sweden 1, Poland nothing. So we'll see how that group ends. So those were all the games that got played. The games that are left to play. So today is, well, right now recording pretty late. It's Tuesday, June 15th. So today the matches are the last matches for Group F. So it's going to be Hungary and Portugal, and then France and Germany. So this is the group of death or so. That's what they call it, since Portugal, France, and Germany all in this group. So the first game is going to be Hungary and Portugal. Portugal should take care of this Hungary easily. I would feel bad Hungary got put in this group because there is no way they are coming out of this group. I think, honestly, even with a draw, I'd be shocked they have a draw. In the head-to-head, Portugal has 2 wins and one. Yeah, there's 1 draw in their head-to-head. So they haven't released the lineups yet. I said it is early morning in Tuesday, the 15th. So I do see Portugal winning this. And then the big old game is later. So it's going to be France against Germany. The 2 last World Cup winners going at it. Germany 2014, France in 2018. So this will be Joachim Löw's last tournament leading the Germans. So we'll see how that goes. Unfortunately, I don't think it's going to be like some fairy tale ending. It is Germany, though, so you can never count them out. They have really good players. I just don't see it happening. I think Portugal has a better team overall. They have better team chemistry because the German games I watched, they are not even a shell of what they were in 2014. They are missing so much. There's no more Podolski, no Klose, Ozil is gone. Philip Lahm is gone. Neuer, it does not look like himself. It's still Neuer, but it doesn't look like himself. No Boateng. Hummels isn't there anymore. And France is everything they are with every player. They got Pogba, Griezmann, Mbappe. I mean, the list goes on. Lucas Hernandez. They got Hugo Lloris in the goal. Yeah, Umtiti, I think. I'm not sure. They got their team is unbelievable this year. Like I said before, I think their team might be better than their World Cup team. And they added bringing it back. They added Benzema, who hasn't played in a very long time, but Benzema's 33 years old, but he's better than Giroud. So now they have a legit number 9. So now you have a legit number 9 pairing up with Mbappe. And the reason I love Benzema so much is because he's a normal number 9. You put him up, he's a poacher. He'll score goals, but he can go out wide. He can go to the left, go to the right. He can also form the offense pretty much. He can orchestrate the offense, which I love. So you have so many options with Griezmann and Mbappe and Benzema going at it. I think he's probably going to play Griezmann as an center attacking midfielder with Mbappe and Benzema up front, with Pogba in the middle. I think that's how it should go. And honestly, I'm not sure how Germany's going into this, but yeah, their defense is definitely not what it used to be. If they have Nicolas Sule going back there, he's a good player. He's a good young player. Plays for Bayern Munich. But Mbappe is gonna have a field day with him, so he's gonna run past him. My prediction for this game, I'll give a prediction for the last 2 games. Let's see how they come out in the next episode. But I think Portugal beats Hungary 2-0, I would say. And I think France beats Germany 3-1. I give Germany some credit just because they do have great players, Gnabry and Leroy Sané. So, and they have some good midfield players, Jan Goretzka and players like that. So they're definitely going to play. I mean, like I said, you can't count them out. I have France winning 3-1, but it's Germany. They have the most medals in World Cup history. So there's a reason for that. They're never going to give up. So that's how I have that group ending. But that's how I have the games going. But out of the group, I think France and Portugal come out. I think Germany gets knocked out in the groups. So we'll see how it works out. I'm going to try and make another video in a few days just because I don't want to get left behind with updating some of the matches. So that's it for the Euros. I'm going to go to the Copa America, which they haven't played too many games. They haven't even finished the first. Actually, did they? Yeah, today was the day they finished the or yesterday. So June 14th, they finished the first round. Now this year they did it a little different. So they only did 2 groups, and there's 5 teams in each group. Before, I believe it was 3 groups with 4 teams, and 2 teams would be invited. So I think previous years they would invite like Japan or Mexico to play. And this year they didn't. So they only doing 2 groups. So Group A, Argentina, Bolivia, Chile, Paraguay, and Uruguay. Group B, Brazil, Colombia, Ecuador, Peru, and Venezuela. So the first game was Brazil. The inaugural game was Brazil and Venezuela. Brazil destroyed Venezuela 3-0. I think Brazil is clearly the favorite to win this one. To repeat, their team, they have every position is covered. From goalkeeping to strikers, their bench is stacked. They're clearly the favorite to win. Now, in the second game they played was Colombia and Ecuador. Colombia ended up winning 1-0. Colombia is missing some players. They didn't take James, which was surprising, but Colombia is not what they used to be either. Was it the 2014 World Cup? I think was the year that they came out. The thing with South American teams, just because I watch a lot of it since I am an Argentina fan, every team besides Brazil and Argentina, every other team will have their golden era pretty much. And Colombia had theirs, and they kind of passed. They had Radamel Falcao, they had Jackson Martinez. James is older now; he can still play though. Cardona, they had Zuniga. I mean, they've always had good players like that, but it's kind of coming to an end now, and you can tell by their style of play. But out of this, I mean, Venezuela, I don't see them doing anything. Actually, I think 11 other players tested positive for COVID before the game. So they were literally picking up players out of nowhere. I think they were actually even asking, because I'm a Boca Juniors fan as well. They were asking Gian Hurtado, who's like a 19-year-old kid, as like a replacement just for the game because they needed players. As far as Ecuador goes, I think Ecuador can make some noise. They play Colombia really well. I think Brazil's obviously going to win the group, but I do see them coming out. I see Brazil. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's the 4 teams. So out of the 2 groups, so there's 2 groups of 5. I think the 4 teams come out of each group, which is kind of crazy. Because I mean, only 2 teams are getting knocked out after the group. So because Peru hasn't played yet and Uruguay hasn't played so far. So I mean, out of Group A and Group B, I mean, Brazil's definitely going to come out number 1. I think Colombia is going to come out of Group B. Out of Group B, it should be Brazil, Colombia, Ecuador, and Peru. I mean, that's how I would see that going. And then the other games that just got played also on the 14th were Argentina and Chile. They ended up tying 1-1. Chile played without Alexis Sanchez though because he got injured. Now Argentina missed a lot of chances. From what I watched, it hurt to watch that game because they are a lot better than that. And I do like that they're not so reliant on Messi as much anymore. I do like Emiliano Martinez in goal. Their defense is okay. They played Otamendi. They have Cuti Romero, who's a terrific midfielder right now. He's 24. He's from Juventus, but he went on loan to Atalanta. He's been killing it there. So they have to play him. Otamendi's past his prime. He's part of the old generation. I mean, he's a good backup. I would say a good bench player, just in case something happens. But he just makes so many mistakes. Besides that, they have Tagliafico as left back coming from Ajax, who he was getting looked at by like Real Madrid and other big teams. I think United was looking at him too. So he's fine there. Left back Romero's fine. He played good in the qualifiers. He didn't play yesterday. I don't know. I think it might have been injury. But they have a right back issue with Montiel. And then their midfield, I mean, they were generating. They just couldn't get it in the net. They just couldn't score. Lautaro Martinez from Inter Milan, he's a great player. Another guy. He missed a few chances. You got to put those in the back of the net. Everyone gave Higuain so much grief because he missed goals in important matches. But honestly, besides the finals, he would always score. And but for us to get there, he would score, and he was a great goal scorer for us. And I think Lautaro Martinez has to start doing that. I mean, he needs to score those poacher goals. I mean, you kind of have to. Chile, on the other hand, I thought they played okay. They didn't play great, but they're one of those other teams. Their golden generation kind of passed, and they're playing with outdated players, and their new players aren't amazing like the old ones. I mean, you can't have so many of Vidal's and Alexis Sanchez and Aranguis, or Mauricio Isla, Claudio Bravo, their goalie. I mean, these guys are all past their prime, so you can kind of start to tell. But they seem pretty well coached. It's Chile. They're gonna make noise. I mean, they're the two-time Copa America champions, so they're definitely gonna do it. And then the second game that got played was this was the last game that got played. Paraguay and Bolivia. Paraguay shocked me. They won 3-1. Paraguay shocked me. They played very, very good. And that is a team to watch, I think, in this Copa America. They surprised the heck out of me. They play really good team football. I could see them making it pretty far. Bolivia, they scored on a penalty, and then they got red card. I think I got red card at the end of the first half, I believe it was, or at the start of the second half, around there. So after that, I mean, Paraguay just nominated. But Paraguay has a lot of good players that can make some noise. So I'd watch out for them. And then I think they got to the final a couple of Copa Americas ago against Uruguay. So I could definitely see them making some noise though, because their team play was amazing. But I mean, out of that group, you have out of Group A. So pretty much at the end of this, I have Group A. 4 teams come out. It's got to be Argentina, Chile, Paraguay, and Uruguay. Bolivia is going to get knocked out, and then Group B, Brazil, Brazil, Colombia, Ecuador, and Peru probably come out. Venezuela and Bolivia getting knocked out, and then the other teams going into the next round. Group B, I see Brazil coming in first. Group A is hard to say who is going to come out. I want to say it's Argentina. They already dropped points though with the tie, so I think out of all the teams, it might be Paraguay who come out first. I think Group A is a lot tougher to look at than Group B. Group B, you can definitely tell Brazil and Colombia are the top teams. Group A, I think Argentina, Chile, Paraguay, and Uruguay are all pretty evenly matched right now. None of them are clear favorites, even though Uruguay has yet to play. But that's another golden generation, like excuse me, golden generation type team that kind of lost their players over time. Besides Cavani and Suarez, who are still playing at top levels, everyone else kind of dropped. So that's how that is. And then, I mean, there's still a lot of games to go. Thursday, June 17th, Colombia and Venezuela play for Group B, Brazil and Peru. So that'll be Peru's first game. And then Friday, June 18th, Chile plays Bolivia and Argentina plays Uruguay. So that'll be Uruguay's first game, Friday, June 18th. So it is a little different than the past, but it is still football. So happy for it to be back. I mean, getting the Euros and the Copa America during the same time, this is unbelievable. And then next summer, or actually, I think it's next winter for the World Cup. Well, they're going to be played in the winter. It should be amazing. So I think that'll do it, guys. Yeah, I think that's it. I'm gonna try and do some more uploads every couple of days, or every couple of days, just because I want to let some games pass so we can talk about something. And I do want you guys to get more interactive with us. I am gonna ask the guys when we upload this to put the social media links or Twitter and Instagram in the bio. So because I want to get more interactive, I want you guys to comment. You know what, you guys? I want you guys to help me figure out a name for this. What should we name these? So should we do CrunchTime Football, CrunchTime Footy? I don't want to do soccer. I mean, it sounds so plain. So CrunchTime Footy, CrunchTime Football, something like that. Something interesting. That'd be cool if you guys want to comment. Also comment and ask. Tell me, what do you think was the biggest? Who do you think was the biggest shock as far as like teams that won the domestic cups or the league cups this year? Like, were you guys shocked the Inter won or Lille won, or that Atletico Madrid ended up coming out of the three? I mean, those were all pretty shocking. I think Lille will have to come out on that, but definitely comment. Let me know because I'm really interested in that one. I was trying to think of which one shocked me the most, but we'll see. We'll see. And then also drop down your predictions on who you guys think is going to win the Euros and the Copa America. So, all right, guys, that'll do it. This will be the end of the first edition episode for the Crunch Time podcast football soccer edition. So, thanks for everything, guys. I love spending time with this. I love talking about this stuff. I'm definitely gonna try and get better at it. This is the first time I'm doing it. So, but that'll do it. I'll see you guys in a few days. Hopefully, I don't know when this will get posted, but hopefully my predictions for the Portugal-Hungary game and the France-Germany is good. So, yeah, that's that. And I'll see you guys in a few days. Love you guys. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys next time.